Hello, all my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome to another video. This is going to be a very, very different video because I'm going to be doing a tier list for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, Sora just released, just released about like a couple weeks ago, I should say. Well, actually, a month ago, I should say. And I've been thinking, a lot of people have been making tier lists of the characters for Smash Bros. For years. I mean, 64 Pikachu was the best character. Melee. In Melee, it was probably Marth. I don't remember, but I know Fox and Falco were good in that game. Brawl was Mennonite. Smash 4 was Bayonetta. But now we're here in Ultimate, and things changed quite a bit. So I'm gonna be ranking these from S to D. S being the best, of course. D being the absolute worst. And this is all gonna be in my opinion. Okay, this is all gonna be in my opinion. It's not gonna be like it's not gonna be anything like special. But hopefully this will be a video to show you what I think about the characters. And you might notice that there are individual stock icons like here for like each of the costumes. Like for example, there's the four heroes, but I'm only gonna be using the luminary to represent them. For example, so if one has like alternate costumes, I'm not gonna use the alternate costumes. I'm gonna be using the main stock icon for that character to represent all of them as a whole. We're good? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the main man himself, Mario. Mario's kind of like an all-rounder character, so I probably put him somewhere around like B tier in my opinion. I mean, he's kind of the vanilla choice. He's got an easy to pick up combo game, but he's also very very complex in his character. Yeah, even though yeah, it can be equally simple and complex depending on who's playing the character. I mean, me personally, in my opinion, he's kind of a bit easy to pick up, but he's also very easy to lose with. So he's kind of just in the middle. He's a good middle ground character in my opinion. As for Luigi, I probably actually put him in A tier. Reason why is because he's got a very easy 0 to death combo if you know how to do it, and apparently it still works even in the 13.0.0 patch. As much as I've seen, at least, I don't think I have seen a lot of Luigi's connected recently, but I know it does still work, unless they patched it out. I don't remember. I don't look at the patch notes that often. Uh, and to be honest, I don't even. I've tried to do combo myself. I can't do it personally. So yeah, there. I said it. I can't do Luigi 0 to death. It's not really my forte. But yeah, Luigi's a pretty basic character. It's pretty easy to play as him, and he's got a pretty nice grab game. A better grab game than Mario at least, because he's got range. Plus, it works as projectile. So he's got that going for him at least. Okay. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention. Echo fighters that have different properties will also count as their own fighters. So Daisy won't really be ranked at all. So if Peach is ranked somewhere, just assume that Daisy is the same rank as Peach. But speaking of which, wait, where even is her? Oh, there she is. Speaking of which, Princess Peach. Well, let me just scroll up a bit. I'm actually gonna put her in S tier. Honestly, she's probably one of the best characters in this game, and that extends to Daisy because they got a very good combo game. If you've probably seen all those combos that they do on Twitter with the turnips and all that, and seeing how I've tried the combo myself and I can't really do it myself because I'm still kind of a basic Smash player. I play casually. I don't play competitive, but all I know is that Peach is a really good character, and that's pretty much all I can say about her. Daisy, but for all of you guys who, I'll probably do like I probably I'm not gonna rank any Echo Fighters if they don't have any different characteristics than the actual main fighters. Like Daisy is exactly the same as Peach, just with flowers instead of hearts. So just imagine Daisy's in S tier too. I'm just gonna put her on there. I'm not ranking her S tier, but she's just automatically S tier because Peach is, because they're Echo Fighters. So it obviously makes sense for them. Now Bowser, Bowser's actually kind of a difficult one to put because he got the whole super armor mechanic where he could power through weak attacks, and he's like the heaviest character in the entire game. That's aside from King K Rool. But in my opinion, I'd probably put him in B tier right next to Mario. I mean, he's got kind of got an easy recovery to Gimp if you know what you're doing, and yeah, he's all powerful and stuff. But what's good is, but you know, it's as Goku said in Dragon Ball. What good is great power if you can't even hit your opponent? Like say if Bowser's going against Sonic, for example, he's not going to have a very fun time. But you know, I've seen some Bowser, and before any of you say it, I've seen some Bowser clips that contradict exactly what I just said, and that Bowser can probably take out Mario pretty easily. But you know, oh gosh, it's actually like 7 p.m. as I'm recording this, and I'm extremely tired. I don't know why. But yeah, I think Bowser's actually a really decent, really good heavyweight, really good characteristics. Just that his recovery is pretty easy to Gimp, putting him pretty much in the B tier. Now Bowser Jr. I always kind of forget Bowser Jr. is in this game. He's kind of an enigma when it comes to it. But if I had to, I probably put him in a B tier as well because I mean, he's like father like son. He's a good character to play as. He's very tricky to play for beginners, but he has very easy tilts and smash attacks to use, and he has like two projectiles. He's got the Koopa, the Mecha Koopas, and the Cannonball, which is a pretty decent projectile. The though the Koopling, not the Kooplings, that the Mecha Koopas aren't that useful in my opinion. I mean, yeah, they're good for trapping and stuff like that, but your opponent can just shield them and pick them up and throw them back at you, or reflect them, or do anything with them. So, in my words, messages, I'd probably say he's not that good of a character. He's not too good a character, but he's not that bad of a character. He's just decently average. Okay. Okay, now let's pick up my boy Piranha Plant. I probably put Piranha Plant somewhere in A tier. He's got an easy recovery to use. It goes really high. He's got like two mean projectiles. He can hit you from far away with his down B, and he's technically the first DLC character that you get in Smash Ultimate if you get the My Nintendo Gold Points reward, which is free for a limited time. And yes, I know that Fire Pass 1 technically has 5 characters in it, but Piranha Plant counts as the unintentional 6th, so he's technically the very first one, making Joker the second. But anyways, back to gameplay. Piranha Plant is the 8th heaviest fighter in the game. He's not as heavy as Bowser, meaning he could get launched pretty easily, which should inevitably put him in C tier. But he's got a few more tricks than the Koopa King could ever pull, so I think an A tier kind of suits him. And hey, remember, this is all in my opinion, okay? My opinion isn't, just because it's my opinion doesn't mean it's correct, alright? That's all I'm gonna say for that one. And next we have, let's go with Dr. Mario. As much as I love the Dr. Mario, I'm gonna have to put him in C tier. He's not terrible per se. He's got a bad recovery. He's slower, but he is stronger than normal Mario, and he's got pills instead of fireballs. And he's got the Dr. Tornado instead of the stupid Flood, which honestly is a much better moveset, but when combined with very slow speed, he isn't that great at catching up to most opponents. Though in my honest opinion, if they want to make Dr. Mario a little bit better, they probably could have made him just as fast as regular Mario. That probably would make him a bit better. But then again, it'd just be Mario 2.0, so they gotta make him something different. Gotta make him different somehow. I am stuttering with my speech. Anyways, Dr. Mario is in the C tier for that very reason. because he's stronger, but he's slower than Mario. So he, he's not the worst, but he's not the best either. So anyways, ne- next character. Next character on my list. Who was it? Oh, I always tend to forget my list of characters. Oh yeah, Yoshi. Just let me scroll up for a bit. I'd probably put Yoshi somewhere in like the B tier. He's decent. He's average. He's kind of like vanilla dinosaur character. He's got a decent projectile in his recovery, but even though it's kind of a bad recovery, but the caveat is that his second jump throws you to the freaking moon. And though I wouldn't say he's good for beginners because it's hard enough for Yoshi to remember that they have their second jump, if they have their second jump or not. And he's got plenty of decent coverage with his moves. His ground pound's like a nice combo breaker of sorts. His combo breaker of sorts because it spreads stars all over the place. Stars to his left and right. Sorry about that. His tongue can be used to pretty much gimp certain recoveries, and he can kill people that way. That way, he has a projectile on his egg, as I mentioned before, and he has egg rolling, his side B, which kind of sucks, but hey, I like it. It's pretty funny. So, especially when you somehow get a kill with it, which I totally did. No, I didn't. I never got a kill with egg roll, but I always thought it'd be pretty funny if I did. So yeah, Yoshi would probably be B tier just for those reasons. Who should we cover next? Oh wait, my man Donkey Kong, of course. Donkey Kong. Okay, so you see, Donkey Kong is confessingly, Donkey Kong is one of my mains. I actually kind of main Donkey Kong pretty well, but I kind of have to say he's average. Excuse me. I'd probably say Donkey Kong is a bit average. He's got a powerful moveset, but he's big. He's got a chunky hurt box, so he's pretty much easy combo food if you don't know what you're doing with him. But if you do know how to utilize him well, he's very overpowered. I mean, hey, take a look at Donkey Kong Needs to Chill. Or Donkey Kong is bad on King of Skills channel. It's really funny, and you can see how many people fall for. And even check Little Z's channel. You never know how many people fell for the cargo throw downward input then forward air. Everybody jumps into it for some reason. But I mean, I would rank him higher because he's my main, but personally, he's not too good of a character, but he's not too bad of a character either. He's decent. Let's just leave it at that. He's decent. Let's cover. And speaking of Donkey Kong, let's cover Diddy Kong. In my opinion, Diddy Kong is, well, he would be A for annoying if this were a most irritating characters tier list. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But I probably rank him in B tier as well. I mean, Diddy is a pretty average movie. He's got technically 2 projectiles in his banana and peanut pop gun. And also, something you guys probably didn't know, if Diddy Kong overcharges the peanut pop gun, it explodes in his face, which doesn't damage him, but it's silly as hell. But the funny part about that is it actually has a hitbox. So if you charge it in front of someone and it explodes, it actually hurts them. At least I think so. I mean, it did it for me once. It actually worked for me once, so I actually tested it on training mode and it worked. I mean, if it doesn't for me, but maybe it was patched out. Let me know in the comments if it was patched out. I don't remember if it was. But yeah, Diddy's a pretty average character. He's pretty standard in my opinion. He's got a pretty good chargeable recovery, and he has 2 decent projectiles. What more could you possibly ask about him? Okay, next I'm going. Okay, I guess the next person I'm gonna rank would probably be where are they? I just saw them and I wasn't. Oh, there they are. Duck Hunt. I probably put Duck Hunt in C tier and B tier as well. He's got the duo's got a decent recovery and have plenty of projectiles to zone out their opponent. But if their opponent gets in their face, then that's pretty much it for them. It's pretty much their whole gimmick. But I've seen some nasty Duck Hunt combos in most videos, and they're just, oof, they hurt. So, and they always have pretty good combos from their down throw and forward throw to the can. And their smash attacks pack some decent power as well. So, but aside from that, they're a pretty average character, and honestly, their recovery is really easy to gimp, even as Ganondorf, which is pretty funny. And Ganon is probably one of my favorite characters to play as. In fact, he was my main in Smash 4 and returned as my main in Smash Ultimate. So, but I'll get to old Ganondorf later. But yeah, Duck Hunt, pretty average character. Nothing more to say about them. Moving on. Oh right, Rosalina. I kind of forget that Rosalina is in this game, you know? Okay, so again, this is my opinion, so just because it's my opinion doesn't mean it's the right opinion, but I honestly probably put her in C tier. She's not that good of a character. I mean, she could be really good if you know how to use her and desync Luma from her a little bit. But that's the thing. They don't have a desync mechanic like the Ice Climbers do. Yeah. I mean, they kind of do, I guess. Like, if Rosalina gets grabbed, Luma can go over and hit them. And gets grabbed, Luma can attack the enemy in her place, I guess. If she acts fast enough, that is. If you've seen, I forgot which YouTuber it was, but this is YouTuber who actually classifies her as a puppeteer character, where you have to control the Luma as an. I mean, I get the whole gameplay is that you use Luma as an extension of yourself, but in my opinion, she just doesn't feel like that, especially when I don't have Luma away from me. And honestly, I kind of do suck with Rosalina. I always try to get the down air spike with her, but I never can do it. Which makes me think it's probably just a frame 1 spike or something. And I think I'm kind of right. At least I'm 46% sure I am. And her final smash is also kind of disappointing. It doesn't hit anyone unless they're directly above her, near her, or she throws them into the final smash. But yeah, aside from that, I don't think Rosalina is that good of a character. Plus she's very forgettable. I always kind of forget that she's even in this game. Let's talk Game & Watch. Mr. Game & Watch, instant A tier. He's got like frame 3 move. He's got moves that come out almost instantaneously as soon as you let the charge go, like his down smash, forward smash, and up smash. He's got a really good up B out of shield option and a lot of good options to follow up after that, like a forward or down or even back air. And and his final smash is ridiculous. Seriously, ask my friend Javone, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. And Mr. Game & Watch honestly is, even though he's a very light character, he's pretty easy to play as. And I mean, seriously, anyone can pick up a Game & Watch and play as him. He's really simple. And yes, I've seen all the combo videos. I've seen Mr. Game & Watch is bad on King of Skills channel, and or is it Mr. Game & Watch is fun? I don't remember, because I know Game & Watch is a pretty good character in this game overall, anyways. And seriously, his attacks come out way too fast. And whenever I get hit by them, it's just a mash fest. I shouldn't have to destroy my controller every time I have to mash out of Game & Watch's down smash. That was an exaggeration. I don't actually mash that I don't actually destroy my controllers, but I do mash to get out of the buried thing, and the buried mechanic kind of sucks. But yeah, other than that, I'd probably say Game & Watch is a really good character. He's overall one of the best. Ugh, excuse me for a second. Okay, I'm back. There we go. So anyways, yeah, I'd probably say Game & Watch is a pretty good character. He's not broken, but he's not terrible either. He's actually really good, and I would consider him an A tier in my opinion. So anyways, who should we rank next? I didn't get this far in my list before, so I'm probably just gonna have to improvise. Okay, let's go with Pac-Man, and I'd probably say Pac-Man's like a B tier, like almost an A tier, but he's a little bit better than Mario, but he's a bit complex as well. I know a few people that can play Pac-Man very well, and in my opinion, I would say the Pac-Man is a high B tier. He's got a lot of options out of shield and out of his trampoline. He's got the fire hydrant to use as bait or in combos. Combos or confirms. He can summon different items or I guess bonus fruits, even though they're not fruit. One of them is like a weight, and the other is a key, and the other is a freaking spaceship thing. I don't know, but but yeah, and he also got that side B, which can help him recover as well. So, as well as do a lot of damage. And it's the move that you mainly see Pac-Man players use to do damage and get kills sometimes. So, but yeah, I'd probably say Pac-Man is a really good character. In my opinion, he's an amazing like average character, but he's not like the best. But he's not the worst particularly either. So yeah, I'd say he's pretty awesome. And then there's Kirby. I'd probably put Kirby around B tier. Kirby's got the copy ability. He can copy a character's neutral special and use it against them. So it's kind of epic when you use a Warlock Punch or Falcon Punch against somebody. Or if you gimp Mario with his own fireballs. And honestly, that's probably the funniest thing I would ever see in any sort of match. But and yeah, and Kirby wasn't really that good. He was straight up garbage in 64 and Melee, but Brawl and Smash 4 did him way more justice, and Ultimate just takes that to the next level. So, plus he's Daddy Sakurai's creation, and we all know Sakurai thinks us of Kirbyism. Plus Kirby is really easy to pick up for beginners, but he's also good for the advanced players. And honestly, he's just an overall balanced character. So yeah, I'd probably put him in B tier. The only drawback is that he's like super light and he can be launched pretty easily. So a Kirby player needs to be careful. But he also tends to have a few good matchups here and there, and some that are just way in his favor, depending on the player. And while we talk about Kirby, how about we actually go ahead and move on to where the heck is he? It's so hard to find him in this freaking stock. There he is. Let's go ahead and move on to Mennonite. I'd probably say Mennonite. In my opinion, Mennonite's like a B tier, slightly higher than Kirby. Oh yeah, for something I forgot to explain. If the more left to the left side a character is, the better they are in my opinion. I'd probably say Mennonite is slightly better than Kirby. He's got fast fall speed. He's got a total of like 5 jumps. He can do like 9 up airs at full height, and including the shuttle, not including the shuttle loop at the end. So he can do it at the end for his up B, and he's got a lot of good KO potential. The drawback is that just like Kirby, he's light as a feather. He's pretty light. He can be launched easily. He was double S tier back in Brawl, but then the Sakurai had to drop the hammer on him quite a few times and pretty much nerfed him to the ground. And now he's back in the realm of us mortals. Jeez, I'm stealing all Wombu's old jokes. But yeah, Mennonite, in my opinion, he's a little bit better than Kirby, but he's like average, I guess. Anyways, moving on. King Dedede. Where do I put you, dude? I mean, he's a heavyweight, and heavyweights don't usually get ranked very high. But in my opinion, I'd probably put him somewhere. I'd probably put him somewhere in A tier. Maybe like around here. I'd probably put him around here, like in a little bit above Mario, but below Pac-Man. He's got a really good. He's got a good recovery game. He's got a big hammer. He does a lot of damage, and he's got a projectile to boot, and his own inhale, so he can inhale to perform the ever so famous suck and cuck. However, Dedede falls flat on a few things. One, he's big. He's a heavyweight, meaning he's gonna get hit and comboed a lot, and all his moves are really sluggish, which kind of makes him the archetype of like a mighty glacier. Mighty glacier, you know, slow but strong but slow. He does a lot of damage. He does a lot of shield damage, but again, he's slow. He in most of his attacks, which does make you feel like you're actually fighting the King Dedede boss fight. However, he does have a few tricks up his sleeve that some Dedede players utilize that can make him pretty good, even against the higher tier characters like Peach. But other than a few instances, he's pretty average. Like, much better than Kirby and Mennonite, but not better than Pac-Man in my opinion. I mean, in my opinion. I know, if you're wondering why Pac-Man, and also if you're wondering why Pac-Man is higher, then it's also because of my friend Javone. Javone, he's actually really good with Pac-Man. Pac-Man, admittedly, I actually kind of like how he plays with the character. Pac-Man's a projectilist and a zoner, and he only has one projectile you can use, which is the Gordos. Gordos, as opposed to his Brawl incarnation, which he used the Waddle Dees, Doos, and Gordos. Which added a bit of randomness to it. But yeah, anyways, yeah. Dedede is above average, just not better than Pac-Man in my opinion. Alright, who should we talk about next? And who am I gonna possibly butcher next? Oh yeah, Link. I probably want to say Link is in the B tier, like below Yoshi but above Donkey Kong. Link's got a lot of is another projectile character. He's a zoner, meaning he uses boomerangs, arrows, and bombs to keep people away, but he technically has 4 projectiles, which is basically if he's at 0% damage, he can launch a projectile from his forward smash. But it doesn't do anything much, but it does do a bit of damage, and it's a nice Easter egg. And Link's also got a frame 1 spike, where if you hit his down air at frame 1, it'll actually spike the opponent downwards, which is something I rarely see in competitive play. Most people, his down air is also a really good safe landing option, good way to land safely away from the opponent, and also to keep the opponent at bay. His up B can be used on the ground as like a combo finisher, or it can be used in the air as a kill move. And yeah, he's just overall decent and average. Well, what else can I say about him? Other than that? Anyways, let's talk about, even as much as I don't want to talk about it, it's gonna come up in this video at some point. Let's talk about Fire Emblem, starting with Chrom. Chrom, I honestly want to kind of want to put him in B tier, but in my opinion, he's not that good. I mean, don't get me wrong. He has very strong attacks. He's quick, he's a rushdown character, he plays exactly like Roy, but with wind instead of fire. And his final smash is different, he's got a different recovery, I know, yada yada yada. But if you know anything about Ike's Ether up B, then you probably know about Chrome's Ether up B, which functions the exact same. Only he doesn't toss his sword in the air. That's the only difference. And his recovery is super easy to gimp. Like Incineroar can sit like low tiers, like low mid tiers, like Incineroar can sit at the ledge and just repeat revenge against him and just kill him like that. And if that doesn't kill them, then the sheer boredom will. And yes, he does have a counter and all that, and he is better when he's up close and personal, but put him against a lot of characters with projectiles, which is a lot of the characters in B tier, mind you, and he's screwed. He just isn't that good in my opinion. And yes, he may be. I know I said I wasn't gonna rank Echo Fighters if they didn't have anything unique about them, but Chrom is unique in the sense of his up B, final smash, and wind properties. Seriously, why does he conjure wind? I don't know why he conjures wind instead of fire. What part of Fire Emblem shows him conjuring wind? Can one of you three Fire Emblem fans explain that to me, please? Sorry about that. Anywho, yeah, Chrom is kind of bad, but he's not the worst character in my opinion. And you know what? Speaking of Chrom, we should probably talk about Roy. Now, while I kind of would and kind of will rank Roy in the C tier as well because again, he's kind of the same as Chrom, but with fire. I mean, originally he was a clone of Marth because he does more damage, but he does more damage at the hilt instead of the tipper. But I'll get to Marth and Lucina later. Anyways, Roy also has a pretty easy to gimp recovery. It goes pretty low, but it's stronger on the ground. He's better close up, but if it gets put against a character with projectiles, he's kind of hopeless. But again, depends on the Roy player that you're talking to. It can be different in different circumstances. But yeah, Roy and Chrom they're not that good in my opinion. I played with them personally myself, and yeah, while I got a couple big kills here and there, I just lose with them more often than not. I mean, I do like them as characters, it's just, I don't know, I don't like playing as them. Anyways, going back to Fire Emblem, Ike is only slightly better than Rosalina, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, he's still C tier. His recovery also easy to get, especially with side B, which would be predictable, and you just use flood to keep him in the air, then kill him with a smash attack. Or any projectiles whatsoever. Yes, they did upgrade his neutral B so that when fully charged, it becomes a projectile, or rather a disjointed hitbox. And yeah, I know he's strong. He got big sword. And his up aerial, forward aerial, back aerial, and down aerial are really good. But throw him off stage far enough, and he won't recover, dude. His side special still puts him into free fall in this new game, which sucks, by the way. You need to be able to up B off out of your side B, otherwise you just can't recover. And again, his attacks, just like Dedede, are like Dedede, he has a good recovery, and he also has really sluggish movements in his attacks, so they can be easily countered, easily avoided, and he can be easily comboed on. He's actually got a pretty big hurt box. So while I do like Ike in some senses, and especially his kill power, he's just not that good of a character in my opinion. It's not that I don't like him, it's just he just doesn't work for me. Anyways, let's talk about Corinne. Corinne, in my opinion, I'd probably say he's in B tier, below Diddy, but above Duck Hunt. I mean, yes, he is another anime sword fighter, but he's got a whole persona that he turns to a water dragon and a dragon that controls water. He's got one of the strongest counters in the game, a decent projectile. His back air actually pushes him forward, and he's got a very, very good combo game, especially with his tilts and aerials. But yeah, and Corinne was one of the last DLC characters to be revealed for Smash 4, and alongside Bayonetta. Corinne is just he's decent, he's average, he's got a good combo game, he's got all these tilts and aerials that he can use, and he's got a projectile which is decent in most cases, and he even paralyzes the foe, which is really good. So you can paralyze them again with your side B, which makes you look ridiculous as all hell, and I love it. But, oh yeah, and did I mention that he has one of the strongest characters? Characters. Whoops, I can't speak. I meant that he has one of the strongest counters in the game. One of the strongest, not the strongest. But yeah, Corinne, really decent character, decent recovery, and has a lot of potential for being a great probably one of the better Fire Emblem characters in my opinion. But next, let's dip a little bit into the actual DLC for Ultimate and talk about Byleth. He's below average. I mean, he's not C tier below average, like almost C tier, but not quite C tier. So I'm just gonna put him in B. And I'm gonna be referring to Byleth as a he. Because that's the one I actually play. He's got really good recovery range with upward special. His side special is good. His side smash has a tipper effect. His down B can break shields, and he's just overall powerful. So what's the caveat in this? Well, his recovery can actually be easily gimped if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, that is if you throw him far, he can be easily comboed on, if the player doesn't know what they're doing, and in most cases than not, oh yeah, an offensive guardsman, he has a decent projectile. Well, aside from that, I guess you can say he's kind of a decent character, so I could change my ranking that he's a little bit higher than Corinne, because, he's DLC, but I'm gonna stick with my initial ranking and say that he's like almost C tier, but not really qualified enough to be C tier, so he's just B tier. But anyways, yeah, Byleth he's kind of average. He's okay. He's not the worst, but he's not the best either. I say that about a lot of these characters, but so get used to it. What else? What are is there any Fire characters I'm missing? I feel we got Marth and Lucina here that I'm probably gonna talk about if I don't find it. Oh right, Robin. I'm also one of those people that forgets that Robin is in this game. I have seen some cool things with Robin, but I am probably gonna put him put him a little bit higher than Byleth. Well, for one, he's got like three projectiles in up special, neutral special, and side special. He's got the Levin sword, which does more damage than his normal sword. And he's got and he's also got a move that can heal himself. I mean, yes, there are tons of characters that can heal themselves a bit more efficiently, but he can do that while doing damage to an opponent, and that's honestly really good in my opinion. I've seen some combos where people lead forward air from Nosferatu or a smash attack from out of Nosferatu to his PK. I mean, his arc fire move is actually really decent to set up combos and kill and good way to set up kills. His Thoron can reach across the screen and again his Levin sword has a lot of good KO and kill potential. Though he would fall flat if he ran out of tomes during the match. Like if he runs out of a certain tome, then if he runs out of his up B, he can't recover. If he runs out of his side B, he can't set up for big kills. Okay, that's a lie. He probably could set up for big kills for his grab, but that's probably the weakness of Robin. If he runs out of tomes, you have to wait for his tomes to reappear, and yeah. Aside from that, he's kind of okay character. He's a little bit better than Byleth, but not as good as Kirby. Anyways, moving on before I make any more Fire Emblem characters mad, because I'm going to be making more Fire Character Emblems mad. We're going to be talking about Lucina and Marth. Though I'm probably not going to make them too mad because, in my opinion, I kind of would say Marth is really good. I mean, I guess I could say the same for Lucina as well, but because since she is Marth's Echo Fighter, and she does have one thing that is unique about her at least because she doesn't have the tipper mechanic, but her blade is more balanced damage throughout the blade, while Marth has the tipper mechanic. See, these two are consistently good characters for a reason. They are consistently good for a reason. The name of the game is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but the name of their game is spacing. Properly spacing your moves with the opponent and using the tip of your sword to your advantage is probably one of the greatest ways you're gonna get kills. Especially as Marth, since he rewards you for spacing. And then there's Lucina, who, while she doesn't have the tipper mechanic, her damage is more balanced throughout the blade, so you can get consistent damage and do combos pretty easily with her without having to worry about doing your tipper moves to finish off combos. And they both also have a move that breaks shields, which is where you guessed it, Shield Breaker. It's named that for a reason. And in all honesty, I do kind of like how they play. I play as Marth and Lucina sometimes, but I mostly play as Lucina because I don't need to worry about a tipper mechanic anymore. It's just her damage is more balanced out throughout the blade. And honestly, I kind of like Lucina better than Marth, but I would rank them the exact same, so they're kind of a tie. It just sort of depends on preference, but it depends on your preference. But yeah, in my opinion, Marth and Lucina, they're kind of above average, but not enough to be an A tier, but not that low to be a C tier. So above average B tier it is. Okay, and now that I'm solely not seeing Fire Emblem, let's go ahead and move on to. Let's go ahead and talk about Fox. I'd probably put Fox in A tier. Mostly because of my experience actually fighting different Fox players. They all pretty much use the same tactics, but just because they all use the same tactic and they spam it doesn't mean it's the wrong tactic. Most of the time, Fox is an interesting case because he was pretty much the poster child of competitive melee and competitive Smash in general. He always got consistent good fall speed, run speed, and combo ability. His up air actually kills now his up air can actually kill now instead of that weak ass up air he had in Brawl. So, Brawl, because why I mention Brawl so much is because I actually have Brawl and I play it all the time. And I do have Smash Ultimate and Smash 4. We don't talk about Smash 4, but I do. And he's just been consistently good, especially in the competitive scene. And you know what? Stick Falco up here too. Falco is a lot jump. Actually, does have a higher jump than Fox, which would make him slightly better. But I would say that they're kind of equals. Just like Marth and Lucina, Fox and Falco are just the poster children of competitive Smash in general, and they have really high fall speed, really good jumping, a decent recovery, and decent projectiles. They even have the infamous Shine, which can reflect projectiles. Don't forget about that. And well, yeah, they're just consistently good in almost every Smash game that they're in. 64 didn't do them very much justice in my opinion. But Melee did. Then Brawl came around and it was kind of awkward. Smash 4 brought them back to form, but it was kind of weird with their voices, and then Smash Ultimate brought them back to their former glory, especially with the fast fall speed and combo ability. And well, combine that with amazing frame data. Well, how do you think their combos go? Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next character, which is Little Mac. I know a lot of people. I'm just putting him there so I can move him, but I know a lot of people like to say, "Oh, Little Mac kinda sucks," and though I would probably say that you're wrong, and he should be S tier. But even though I main Little Mac, and no, I don't main him unironically. I don't main him ironically. I do it unironically. I actually main the guy. I'm actually really good with him. And a lot of people have probably seen Peanut YT's videos on Little Mac, which should make Little Mac S tier. But I digress. He's kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty bad. He's a terrible recovery. At least he can up B out of his side B now, but even then it still doesn't help. Still doesn't help with all the characters that can gimp him, especially the DLC characters. Oh my god, Little Mac just doesn't get a break, does he? I mean, yes, he does have super armor in all of his attacks, which is the caviar for being a bad character, but that doesn't make him any less bad. I mean, come on, he's my main, but even I have to say he's bad. The reason why he sucks in the air is because he's just a human. He's a boxer. He's a kid from the Bronx who's 17. Seriously, how is this kid going up against Mike Tyson? Anyways, Little Mac is probably one of the worst characters, but that doesn't mean he can't be a bad character. I've actually been in quite a few high tier characters with Little Mac, and it was very satisfying. I won't say the least. Plus, Little Mac is actually in Elite Smash because it's actually in my Elite Smash collection, which is good. So yeah, it proves to show that that any character can be really good if you know what you're doing with them. But for me, it was just me wait. See, the whole thing with Little Mac is that you kick back, you relax, and you punch when you can. He's kind of like a hit and run character, but I like to play him as more of a rush down character. Where you get in your opponent's face and then you beat the ever living crap out of him. And I've seen a lot of good Little Mac players out there, and I've seen montages of how good Little Mac can be, even when he's off stage. Gosh dang, King of Skill! How the heck is King of Skill so good? but yeah. Anyways, Little Mac is still pretty bad. He's kind of one of the worst characters in the game, admittedly. But he does have a lot of potential, and I do like to think that he's a good character, in my opinion. He is better than one character that I have in mind that I think is the absolute worst, but But I'll get to that character in a bit. Probably somewhere near the end of the video. Anyways, let's go ahead. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna be talking. About Pikachu next. Oh, Pikachu, what would we do without you? Pikachu is literally S tier. What more is there to say? Okay. I have to talk about something about Pikachu. Okay, well, first off, before I go into it, I'm gonna refer to Pikachu as a he because that's the gender of the Pikachu I actually play sometimes. He's got really good combo ability. He can back it. He can do back air into back air into back air into back air, which is ridiculous. If you've seen Zero's wait, actually, who's the Pikachu main again? I think it was Zero, right? No, it wasn't Zero. I'm probably wrong, honestly, but wait, was it Zero? I don't remember. Anyways, Pikachu has really good combo ability. He was utterly broken in Smash Bros. 64, and he constantly tops tier list all the time. Why wouldn't he? He's got a really good recovery and quick attack, which means he can do 2 quick attacks to get back up, and which is very unpredictable if you don't know where he's gonna go. His down B can spike you from the cloud. He can do up throw the down B as a kill confirm, and his down air is a really good spiking method. And in the fact that, well, he's just really, really good. If you've seen any Pikachu montage, you probably know how good he is. I mean, heck, what else do you think Pikachu is in S tier? And, since we're talking about Pikachu, let's go ahead and put Pichu in A tier. I would put Pichu in S tier along with his Pika brethren, but you see, Pichu is just as good as Pikachu, but there's only one caveat. It damages itself every single time you use a special attack or an electric attack. So, electric move. And plus, Pichu is extremely light. It's the lightest character in the entire game, so it'll be very easy to KO it at, like, say 25% with a Warlock punch from center stage. But if you know what you're doing with Pichu, he can be really, really good, just as good as Pikachu, if the chance was given. That is, if it didn't friggin' damage itself every time it used a special or electric type move. Why does it take damage from side special and up special? Though agility and skull bash are psychic and normal type moves respectively, not electric type moves. But anyways, my nitpicks out of the way. Yeah, Pikachu and Pichu are just constantly really good. Just Pikachu's a lot better than Pichu in my opinion. Where you only play as Pichu because it's funny, you play Pikachu because he's good all the time. So yeah, that's just my opinion on Pichu at least. But hey, let me know you guys' opinions on Pichu in the comments below. Is he irritating or is he like really good? Let me know in your opinion. And next we get to Wario. Wario, in my opinion, they're pretty average, B tier. I mean, yes, I know Wario is Little Z's one of Little Z's best characters, and I've seen how Little Z can combo really well with Wario, especially with that back air to waft. But more, and he has pretty good recovery with his motorbike. They can jump off to up B and all that. But his up B can be easily gimped if you have a counter or a projectile or anything that can turn him around like a cape or something. But yeah, Wario's pretty decent in my opinion. He's not the best, but he's not the absolute worst. He's kind of a middle ground character, kind of like Mario. He's a middle ground character like Mario, and I think he's pretty decent. He's got good combo ability. He's got good range. He's got range with his bike. and his aerials are also really good, as well as his tilts that can start up into combos, and his down tilt can even trip foes sometimes. So, but yeah, personally, Wario is pretty average in my opinion. Let's go ahead and talk about the kid from Magic Hands, Ness. He's I'd say he's okay. I would say he's okay. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Anyways, yeah, Ness has a lot of projectiles since he is a psychic kid after all, and yes, while his PK fire can be really annoying, it is the most useful thing that he can do to set up combos and rack up damage. And admittedly, even though it's not the best way to do it, but whatever, it's your Ness, you do what you want with it. Want with him. And his PK Flash is super underutilized, but it can pick up a lot of big kills. And then PSI Magnet, which heals him via energy-based projectiles and explosions, apparently. He's also got good utilization with his yo-yo down smash, his yo-yo and his down smash to give him recoveries in the ledge, and overall, he's just pretty good. But in a similar vein, Lucas would also fall into this category. Now, in the category, he's pretty much there for the same reasons as Ness, but his PK Fire doesn't do constant damage. It actually only does knockback damage and knockback. It doesn't keep them stuck in one place burning, which is a good thing. And yes, I know it is annoying that a lot of Lucases just spam PK Fire and PK Freeze, but it's how they rack up. It's kind of how they rack up damage. They want to get you stuck in one spot, and it's just their strategy. I do know a lot of better Lucases. Believe me, my Lucas amiibo is better than all of them. Though the catch with Lucas and Ness is that they're lightweights. They can be launched pretty easily because of their character attributes and being, floaty. So. And PK Thunder is also really, really versatile with Ness since it hits once and has pretty decent knockback. It gets some pretty funny kills. And Lucas's can do multiple hits and can actually trail enemies into PK Thunder too if you know how to do it. Plus both Lucas's stick and Ness's bat have reflector properties. So if they swing their bat or stick. So if Ness swings his bat or Lucas swings his stick, they can reflect projectiles. And Lucas, the other key difference is that Ness can use his PSI Magnet to set up pretty decent combo kill confirms, while Lucas can't. Which is why he's a little bit better. Okay, so okay, yes, I am aware that there probably are a couple Lucas players that can use PSI Magnet to set up kills, but how often do you see that in any competitive tourney? Probably a lot, but in my opinion, I never really see it. Yeah, that's right. And funny enough, I actually used the main Lucas back in Brawl, but when it came back for Smash 4, I was ecstatic, and now I rarely even play as him anymore. But that doesn't mean he's a bad character. He's good in my opinion. I like the idea with Lucas being a good character. It's just kind of kind of average in my opinion. Average in my opinion. So yeah, they're both below Donkey Kong, but they are above Diddy Kong, even though they're lightweights. And yes, I know Donkey Kong isn't as good as Ness and Lucas in most competitive scenes, but this is my opinion, okay? My opinion, it may be wrong. Maybe wrong is objective, but you're objectively kidding yourself if you don't think DK is good. Oh wait, no, we were talking about Ness and Lucas. Anyways, yeah, Ness and Lucas, they're good. They're pretty average. I'd probably say they're on par with DK, Yoshi, Link, and in some cases they're on par with Lucina. But But if a character gets in their face, then they're probably pretty screwed, especially when they're going against a rushdown character. And honestly, I actually have beaten a few Ness and Lucas players as Little Mac, who a lot of people agree is the worst character in the game. Though I wouldn't say he's the... again, Little Mac is the second worst in my opinion, not the absolute worst. Which I'll get to the absolute worst probably in the end of this video. So stick around and watch if you want to find out. Anyways, next we're gonna talk about Pokemon Trainer. We're gonna talk about Pokemon Trainer, but I'm not gonna rank him individually. I'm gonna count him as three fighters, which is Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard. So we're gonna go. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of put Squirtle in B tier. He's he's average. There's really not much more I can say about Squirtle. I don't play him that much. But I only know that he has really good that Squirtle has really good combos and can actually rack up damage pretty fast with his back air, with his forward air, back air, neutral air, and any of his aerials really. And his smash attacks, grabs, pummels, throws, and I guess he can score some big kills here and there. Then there's Ivysaur, who, in my opinion, is straight up second best in B tier. Second best in B tier. Ivysaur is a really huge hit. They have a really huge hitbox. It has a really huge hitbox with its up air and down air. Its Vine Whip has deceptive reach, and he has two good projectiles in Bullet Seed and Razor Leaf, and can even score a lot of big kills, and is pretty much the main character from Pokemon Trainer that anyone plays, because it's just that good. And then there's Charizard, who I'd probably put somewhere between Mario and Wario. Charizard is actually the 8th. I think he's the 9th fastest in the game thanks to his wings. He's got really good ground speed with his wings, 3 jumps overall, and has a good decent amount of specials. He got Flare Blitz is a good recovery as well as a kill move. He's got Fly as a kill move and recovery. And Ivysaur can switch to Charizard if they need to. If Vine Whip doesn't work as a recovery, so Fly can work a bit better. Though Charizard again he falls short because he's a big target. He's a big target. He gets hit pretty often. Gets comboed pretty often. But the caveat is that that Charizard can switch to Squirtle or Ivysaur, which I've already explained on how good they are. So yeah, they're good. Next we're gonna go over Greninja, and I'd probably say Greninja's around here between Dedede and Marth. He's got the way the ninja is really rewarding when it comes to Shadow Sneak for his side B. He's got a great recovery with his up B Hydro Pump, and his down B counter is just very versatile. Very versatile, and when used in the air, pointing downwards, he can spike. But the way Ninja is also, how should I say, very punishing. Very punishing. If you whiff one move as Greninja, then you're probably gonna eat a face full of hammers. Greninja is probably one of the trickiest characters to play, especially for beginners. But if you're a master with Greninja, you can pretty much pick him up pretty easily. He's very fun to play. He's very fun to play as, and I really like his playstyle. Is just he's kind of like a hit and run character, but he's also a rush. He can also be used as a rushdown character. He's versatile. Greninja is just one of the most versatile boys, and I freaking like him. And he's not bad. He's not that good, but he's not as bad as Little Mac, so or Rosalina for that matter. So yeah, B tier it is for them. Okay, let's go with my boy Captain Falcon next, and I gotta put him straight into A tier. Captain Falcon Captain Falcon doesn't have that great of a recovery sometimes. He does make up for it by being fast on the ground, very fast on the ground, just as aerodynamic, and has a lot of great kill moves. From the knee to Falcon Punch to down air to up tilt. Tilt. And he's also very combo heavy, which means means an advanced player can really do some damage with them. Plus he's just good in my opinion. I really like how he plays. He's just one of the quick combo heavy rewarding characters, and I don't know what to say. He's just good. He tickles my good boat. He tickles all the right fancies for my Super Smash Bros. loving brain, and I love how he plays. He's high risk, high reward, and even higher payoff, especially with his damage output. Have you guys seen the combos people do? People do with this kind of character. It's very nasty combos, and it's very great. I've seen a lot of Captain Falcon montages to know. Especially back in Smash Bros. 4, where he was just that good. Well, that is until Bayonetta showed up, but still, he's overall a decent character, and I'd like to say that he's an A tier. So yeah. Anyways, moving on, we got Mewtwo. Mewtwo is kind of a tricky character to decipher. Like he be bad because he's lightweight, but he's also really good because he has a lot of great kill moves and combos. So I'm just gonna mix it up and put him in B tier because why not? Why not? Honestly, Mewtwo is really good. They did buff him by nerfing the amount of space you can hit his tail on, so which makes him less likely to be combo food. But as you know, you already know that he's very powerful. The drawback is that he's as light as a feather. And I did have a video on my YouTube at one point. I think I still have it, where it's a Mewtwo kill confirm. You can do side beat, and if they tech in place, you can do. If they tech in place or air dodge in place, you can lead that confusion into a down beat, which will cause disable, and then you can just kill them with a smash attack. Those only work in high percents, and only if they don't jump. Like, my gosh, it's really difficult to get this kill confirmed online sometimes, but when it does connect, it feels so good to land. And I know higher skilled players can probably do really good with Mewtwo anyways, so props to you if you can do a good Mewtwo combo. So let me know about your Mewtwo moments, and or any moment that you have playing as Mewtwo. And I really like to hear how good he is. And as you can probably guess from the pattern of this whole roster here, I'm doing all the characters that were introduced. All the characters that were introduced in Ultimate's base roster first, plus Piranha Plant. I'll get to the DLC characters in a bit, because they're a lot more convoluted in my opinion. But next, let's talk about my main, the one, the only, Ganondorf. And yes, I do main Ganondorf in Smash Ultimate and Smash 4. Who would I be not to? Though, while I do want to be biased and say he's an amazing character, I can't help but put him in C tier. For as powerful as he is, he's got a bad recovery and very sluggish movement. He can be easily comboed on, as I would know. A few Sheiks can tell you the same thing. You Sheiks can tell you the same thing. And yeah, in my personal opinion, Ganondorf just great. Just forgot why I put Squirtle. Oh, right, there we go. Sorry, I messed up my tier list for a second. But yeah, Ganondorf, he's not that good. He's not the worst character in the game, but he isn't really B tier either. as powerful as he is, he's super slow and super bulky. But his weight does keep him alive for a lot longer than he should be living. So at least there's one positive about my main. But yeah, what else can I say about Ganondorf? He's just in my opinion. I love him, and I do like the extended range he got from his sword, but it's not that much range, to be honest. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the ice climbers, and I'm going to immediately put ice. And again, this is my opinion, so it's probably going to be based on how I play the characters, and it might be I probably put ice climbers around low B tier. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen a lot of nasty desync combos that you can do with these little pests of characters, and yes, I love all their combos they can possibly do when desynced, and even when synced, they're really powerful. The drawback is, again, they're super light, super easy to KO, and if you just focus on getting rid of Nana, it's not that hard to deal with them. Even when it's just Popo. And yeah, their recovery is really good, and their down B can freeze you. Their neutral B is a projectile, and their side B can rack up a lot of damage quickly. But aside from that, what else can they do? Not much compared to the rest of the cast, especially against Peach, Daisy, and Pikachu. So low B tier it is then, but they're not as bad as Violet, but they're not better than Kirby in my opinion. Anyways, moving on. Let's go ahead and talk about Lucario. Now, Lucario's a bit of an enigma to rank. I mean, he can be pretty bad if he has no aura, really bad with no aura, or really good if he does have aura. The aura mechanic is an interesting mechanic when you're trying to figure out what kills what, and then bam, he just suddenly kills you with a little dainty kick. Dainty kick. So I'm just gonna say these are the characters at their max potential. So let's just say it's Lucario with aura. I'm probably gonna say, just for the sake of this video, let's say it's Lucario with aura. I'm probably gonna put him mid B tier. He's I mean, his aura mechanic is actually really good, but the longer the fight goes on, or the more damage he has, the stronger he gets. but he's also pretty light despite his character weight, and can be easily launched with a strong attack. But he's also really good combos for those of you who are really good with the character somehow. I haven't seen any crazy Lucario combos yet, but I do. But with aura, he does have a really good recovery with extreme speed. His up special, his high special force palm is even stronger. His neutral special, the aura sphere, is a really good projectile, and double team his counter is really good. Especially with aura, and especially if you get hit with a strong attack. Though Lucario's counter doesn't really scale with the damage you would have taken. It actually scales with your aura. So if you have a high aura, then your counter is going to do a lot of damage, depending on the move. But yeah, Lucario again with aura is really good. I like the concept of him, and I think he just works as such. Oh gosh. Anyways, next let's go ahead and talk about Inkling. Inkling, I'd probably say they're kind of a I'd probably say they're around this tier, around high B tier, high mid B tier. They got solid projectiles, amazing recovery, and an awesome trait of burying with the roller. Inkling, The drawback is, again, they're lightweight. They can be KO'd pretty easily, but they got a powerful moveset to back it up. Their up air is a really good kill move. They got a lot of combos to set up from their down throw alone, and their rapid jab can cover you. And they also have the ink mechanic where the opponent takes more damage if they're covered in ink. And yeah, I honestly like the character and how it turned out. It's not broken, but not bad. They're just above average in my humble opinion. Okay, next, oh, not you. Next, let's go ahead and talk about Wolf. I probably put Wolf around high C tier. I mean, don't get me wrong. Wolf, I keep moving these characters when I don't want to. There we go. Wolf is a really good character if you know what you're doing with him. His side B can spike, his down air can spike, he has a decent projectile, a reflector just like Fox, and the drawback, in my opinion, though, is that he's a bit slower than Fox. He doesn't move as quickly, and his combos are usually all used for big damage. His combos are usually just used for big damage rather than, you know, actually racking up damage quickly. They're usually used for racking up damage slowly over time, but they do a lot of damage if you manage to land them. Especially that side B, like, my god, that does a lot of damage. And his forward smash is a good kill move. His forward side special and up special are good kill moves, and his neutral special is really good for keeping opponents at bay. But the drawback is that he's a lot slower than Fox. He can get pretty wailed on if the player doesn't know what they're doing, or even if the player did know what they're doing. Oh god, I'm really tired. But aside from that, he's just really good. He's just pretty bad, but he's not the worst character. Again, I'll get to that in a moment. Anywho, let's go ahead and move on to the next character, which is Incineroar, and I'd probably rank him slightly higher than Wolf. He's not really good enough to be B tier, but not bad enough to be D. Little Mac levels of bad. Incineroar is another heavyweight character who does a lot, who can do a lot of damage with his attacks. His revenge counter is really interesting and can lead to his side B, which is really good, and it's probably the most used thing that he's done. But the caveat is that he's slow. He has a bad recovery and can be easily gimped and wailed on really easily. And while I do play Incineroar for the lulz and stuff, and I like him, and I did rank him significantly higher than my own main, which is, again, Ganondorf. But he's, I don't really know what else to say about Incineroar that hasn't been said already. He's an interesting character to say the least, but he's just not too good in my opinion. He's not too bad either. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Ugh, I need to start drinking coffee. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer, yeah, she's another average character. I'd probably say around Lucario's level. She can do a lot of cool things with the side B. She has good combos going, especially to the neutral air, up air, and her down air. Fun fact: did you know that the bottom back half of her forward air spikes? Yeah, when she does the pose for her forward air, her foot can actually spike, which is weird. I haven't really seen many people do that lately. But yeah, anyways, I'm hoping you guys don't mind me ranking her mid tier. She's not too bad, not too good, but not too bad either. She's just, again, average. What more can I say about her? Oh yeah, she also has a decent projectile in salutation or salute the sun, as she likes to call it. And her side B, and she's got like technically 3 different spikes with her side B, forward, back of her forward air, and her down air. It's crazy. And she can also, and she also has pretty good throws to set up for kills, set up for big kills. And can do a lot of very janky stuff with her volleyball. But other than that, she's pretty good. Let's go ahead and talk. Let's go ahead and talk about this because I know it's gonna come up at some point. At some point, we're gonna be talking about Samus, and in all honesty, in my opinion, Samus is kind of like a low B tier. Not that low, like not lower like Violet, but not better than Corinne. So, and yeah, she's got a very decent projectile game, and a lot of good kill moves and options that she can do, especially out of shield. But shield, she has an up B out of shield as well. Though again, this is my opinion. In my opinion, Samus she's just not that good. In my opinion, like she's decent in every category, but a master at nothing. And it's just really good at being a projectilist and a zoner at that, especially with her bombs. And my god, she is honestly annoying to fight online. But yeah, other than that, Samus is actually pretty decent in every other aspect. She's not too bad of an opponent to deal with, but she's also not too good of a character to play as. I mean, unless, and you know what's still talking about Samus? Let's put Dark Samus right next to her. Dark Samus, well, Dark Samus is pretty much the same as well, so they're in the same ranking for the same reasons. Let's just go with that. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about my boy Solid Snake. Solid Snake, I'd probably put as an A tier, in my opinion. He's got really good, damn good projectiles, a great kill move in his up tilt, and his down throw to up tilt, and his down B is really useful. His grenades have a lot of good applications to them. His recovery is his recovery can reach the freaking stars if you combine up B and down B simultaneously. Up B and down B all the time, and are able to tech. And unlike me, who can't tech for crap, but in my opinion, Snake is just that good of a character. And plus, they got one hell of a forward air spike. So yeah, Snake is just really. Oh wait, actually, I'd probably put Snake a little bit higher than Fox. He's just that good, very versatile, has a lot of good kill confirms, and he's just really good. Not S tier good, but like he's really good, good enough to be an A tier. And now we come to Villager. Villager, I'd probably say they're kind of below average character, slightly below average character. They're don't get me wrong, their recovery is really good. They have a lot of good kill options. The tree is an amazing move to have, especially when you have the axe out that does a crap ton of damage. But the drawback is they're light. They're lightweight. They can be KO'd easily, and in my opinion is pretty decent. And their pocket ability is also really good, as they can store a projectile and then use it later, which isn't too bad. And I kind of like it. It's not that bad. I like the character, and I like how their moveset goes. It's not all that bad, and I like it. It's decent. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Ryu's placement in the tier list, in which I'd say he'd probably be around mid B tier. Let's just stick Ken in there as well. Ryu and Ken are kind of an odd, interesting character. Their focus attacks are really good. The main difference is that Ken hits multiple times, while Ryu only hits one time. Which has interesting applications to each of their movesets. I've seen a lot of really good Ken combos, and no, I don't actually mean the. I don't mean to joke about Ken combos. I mean seriously, Ken has combos, and they're really good. Really good. He's slightly faster than Ryu, and he. Oh gosh. Oof. Sorry about that. And he just has really, really good combos, in my opinion. As for Ryu, he's also the king of combos when he has different button inputs, and the one thing that he has that Ken doesn't is the Shokudatsu, which unlike the Hadoken hits multiple times and can lead to a lot of funny combo kills like Shokudatsu to down air. Or the one thing they both share in common is that they can actually cancel their focus attack by pressing forward twice after they land it, and then go into a Shoryuken, which is their big kill move. And I really do like how they play. They're really good characters to use, and I don't mind playing as them every now and then. They're fun, they're decent, and aside from that, they're really good. I like them. Anyways, moving on, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Pit and Dark Pit, and I'm gonna put them about average, about the same level as Ken and Ryu. These two, they're really honest characters. They're decent. They do decent. The only difference is that Pit's side beat sends you upwards, while Dark Pit sends you horizontal. And in all honesty, I would rank Dark Pit higher than Pit because I'd rather send my runs horizontal than upwards because it's more practical that way. His arrows don't. However, Pit's arrows can bend more and be controlled a lot better than Dark Pit's arrows. The arrows, which are very stiff and can go in very slightly angled directions, and both of the recoveries is just top notch, but can be easily gimped because they don't have any invincibility frames like Joker's Arsene recovery. So yeah, they're pretty much decent average characters like Ryu and Ken, and probably the most average of the bunch of cast that we have. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the Miis. Now, in my opinion, Mii Brawler would be a high B tier in my opinion. They have one of the strongest characters. I keep saying characters. Damn it. They have one of the strongest counters in the game because the caveat is that it has a very small grab range, and they have very, very unpredictable move sets, and you don't really know what they're going to do until they throw out the special move. Special move, it has Mii Brawler specifically has really good frame data and very fast moves to come out. Again, they're very, very light, and they're pretty light, and it can be KO'd pretty easily. Anyways, continue our discussion with the Miis. I'm gonna put Mii Sword Fighter somewhere in mid B tier. Mii Sword Fighter isn't awful. They have really decent kill confirms and can even utilize a lot of different projectiles like the Shuriken at light, which can rack up damage pretty easily. And then there's the Chakram, which can set up for big kill. Chakram and Tornado, which can set up for big kills. And then there are three options for a good up B recovery. They got Hero Spin, which they borrow from Link. Stone Scabbard, which is I guess a pretty good suicide move if you want to go for that. Then good suicide move, and then they got their crazy slashing dash, where they just slash a bunch of times randomly. But their slash dash is actually very effective as a recovery as well as an attack move. Just don't fall off stage with it, otherwise you're in trouble. And then Mii Gunner. I'd probably put Mii Gunner somewhere in low B tier, like around that level. Mii Gunner is a very good projectile. Is a zoner again. They're very good projectiles. They got a lot of options out of shield and can have very decent recovery unless you use that rocket kick, that mega kick. You know, the one where they kick upwards and their rocket spikes you downwards, but which is a very low recovery and shouldn't be used. But unless you want a meme on your friends. Aside from aside from that, they're very decent. They're not too good. They're not too bad, but they're not good enough to be high B tier. So they're kind of low B tier. Me Sword Fighter is mid B tier. And me Brawler is high B tier because I kind of genuinely like me Brawler a lot better. Okay, next let's talk about Palutena, and I'd probably say Palutena is instantaneously a very high B tier here, but that wouldn't be doing her justice. So I'd probably say she's around a low A tier between Fox and Falco. She's got a decent, very good recovery, amazing options, and has one hell of a lot of range with her up smash. Like seriously, look how far that up smash goes in training mode, and you can use that very well. Very well. Her down air spike is good. Her counter is also reflect, which is also useful. and and in my opinion, it just works. In my opinion, I think her character would have been better if her side special was not the explosive flame, but was rather the angelic missile. Because let's face it, I love hurling my body into other people just for funsies, and angelic missile go burr, you know, because angelic missile is a lot better side special than explosive flame. She doesn't need another projectile. She's got enough projectiles as is with her neutral special and special. Her side special could have just been could have been the angelic missile, which I thought would be very hilarious. Hilarious because she's hurling her goddess-like body at you, and it's funny to get kills with it. But they had to remove it from in Ultimate because custom moves don't exist in Ultimate. So, and yes, I do talk about custom moves. I actually liked the custom moves. Some of them were good. Some of them were, admittedly, kind of shit. But that doesn't mean that they were bad. Angelic Missile wasn't a bad move at all. It was actually a pretty fun move to use. In fact, I used it a lot against my friend, and I always friended it back in the Smash 4 days, and I always got really funny kills out of it. Especially off stage. Stage where they could, even when they could have possibly countered. But yeah, Palutena is just pretty good in my opinion. Let's talk about Toon Link next. And Toon Link did get a new forward smash and a few different buffs here and there. So I probably put him around Link. Let's just put all the Links in the same rank. Toon Link and Young Link, they're pretty much the same as Link. If you listen to my explanation as Link, you probably know why these two are in this position. So let's just go ahead and skip over the explanation and just go to the next character. To which I'm going to talk about Rob. Rob is a pretty unique character in the sense of how he plays. Oh, whoops! I zoomed in by accident. I'd probably put Rob around low A tier. His neutral air is amazing. He has a great recovery, and he has this little ability called not dying. In other words, he's a big boy with a big bottom. He's heavy. He's a heavyweight, and he's also got a lot of decent projectiles and the gyro, and you can do combos with the gyro. You just pick it up and you throw it. You just throw it. And then he's also got the laser, which a lot of people tend to forget about during a match sometimes, especially against Robs. And also his down throw buries opponents now. I mean, you didn't have to do that, Nintendo, but I love it, and I love Nintendo for making this throw bury opponents now. Now, his down throw can actually lead to his up smash, up air if the opponent mashes out, and a lot of other janky combos, which is pretty funny. And I've seen some nasty Rob combos. They're all really good. So yeah, that's why I think Rob is an A tier. Anyways, let's go. Next we got Mega Man, and again, I'd probably put Mega Man around the same level as Me Gunner if I was biased, but I probably say Mega Man's a decent B tier character. he's got a lot of projectiles, and I mean literally all his moves are projectiles with the exception of his forward air, and back air, and down tilt and up tilt. So and he's got an amazing recovery and rush coil. So, and you can pick up a few big kills here and there as well. But he's just average in my opinion, and especially when a character has a reflector like Fox or Falco or Palutena or Rob with his side B, or even Game & Watch with his down special Bucket. If he's against one of those characters, or even another character like Mewtwo, who also has a reflector, mind you, he'd give me pretty big trouble. But aside from that, he's good. He's a good, decent character. Nothing too bad about him. I don't have that much of a connection with him. I only played like one of his games, which was Mega Man 11. But in Smash, he's a decent addition to the roster, and I kind of like him. You know what? How can I forget about Zelda? Let's go ahead and talk about Zelda real quick. And I put Zelda around pretty high B tier. Zelda's got a lot of good coverage options. She's got a decent reflector and neutral special, and her side special special is projectile, so they can be reflected. They can be utilized pretty well to trap your opponent at the ledge where they can't escape. So, and then you got the upbeat. You got your upward special, which is a hitbox, and which can be used as a kill confirm and as an escape option, as well as a recovery, which gives her decent mobility and versatility, as well, while also keeping the frankly very well used Phantom Summon as her ace in the sleeve, or ace in the hole. I don't know. Anyways, Zelda is very, very great. Not like slightly better than Ivysaur, but not as good as Pac-Man in B tier. And I kind of really like how she plays. She's very decent, and her lightning kicks are very strong as well. Well, and while we're talking about Zelda, let's go ahead and put Sheik somewhere around here too. I'd probably put Sheik around mid B tier. Like, I know, while Sheik and Zelda no longer have the transformation mechanic, and they can't really turn into each other anymore. I like to think that Sheik is just decent as her own character. She's very fast and very combo heavy, and can wail on an opponent very easily, especially if the player knows what they're doing. But she can also be launched pretty easily, because again, like Greninja, the way of the ninja is very punishing as well. So you have to be careful with every single input you make, because if you miss input once, you're in danger. Here. And yeah. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and up to the next character, and that character is Zero Suit Samus. Honestly, I would rank Zero Suit Samus slightly above Palutena. Zero Suit Samus has a very, very high combo ability. She has a very high skill ceiling, which means she's not really that good for beginners, but intermediate and advanced players can figure out a lot with her. She's got a lot of combos from her flip kicks, her side special, her grabs. Her up throw is amazingly deceptively high amount of kill power, and as well as her forward smash, down smash. Her down smash can paralyze. Her neutral special can paralyze, which is pretty useful. And in all honesty, I think she's a very versatile character. I don't really like playing as her that much, in my opinion, because I don't really like getting into that high level combo nonsense with her. But anyone who does like to do that, then that's more power to you. More power to you. You can do that if you want. Zero Suit Samus is actually just a lot better than regular Samus and Dark Samus for that matter, and I kind of like her playstyle. She's very careful, very, very high in agility, but also lightweight and very punishing if you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, she's not too bad. She's good. She's good. She's not too bad. She's not broken, but she's not terrible. She's actually really, really good if you know what you're doing. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to, say, Ridley. And finish up, let's wrap up the Metroid characters with Ridley. I'd probably say Ridley's around, like, between Bowser and Sheik. Like, he's lightweight like Sheik, which means he can get knocked out pretty easily, but live to about 150%. Maybe even more if you know what you're doing. And he's also got a one move that can do an asinine amount of damage. An asinine amount of damage with his down special, and he's got a really good recovery and is a really good suicide move with his side special. And special that we can just psych the opponent out last second, which is pretty funny. And I really like how it works with his moveset in general. Plus he's got a decent projectile on his fireballs, and yeah, I think it works. I think he works as a pretty decent character. Next, let's talk about Shulk next. Shulk is, my God, Shulk is another tricky character to place. Like he's kind of like a mid. I wouldn't say he's low B tier or high A tier. Like he's kind of a he's kind of a multi-tier character. Like depending on the Monado that you're going with. But as a character as a whole, I'd probably say he's decent, like around between Squirtle and Mega Man, because he's just like that. I kind of like how he works as a character. His Monados give him different strengths and weaknesses. Like if he increases his jump, he decreases his defense, or if he increases his defense, he decreases his offense. He's kind of a mixed mash of different archetypes. Okay, sorry about that. I had to adjust my recording so I could fit the entire tier list here. But yeah, this is basically what I think about Shulk. Shulk is like a mishmash of different archetypes, meaning he's kind of a decent character, an all-rounder, and he's just really good in my opinion. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next character, which is Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic was actually really broken back in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, where he was introduced. He was combo heavy. He was really good. He would be an A tier now if that were still true, but he kind of took a fall, and I'd probably put him around here, like between Inkling and Wario. Like he's better than Wario, but not as good as Inkling. Okay, it's kind of a lie. He's actually slightly better than Inkling, in my opinion. He's very fast. He's a hit and run character. What do you expect from him? He goes in, he hits you, he does some damage, then gets out, so he can go back in and punish you if you whiff your next attack. It's sort of his playstyle. It's how he works as a character. And if he is the fastest character in the entire game, and which makes him liable to this kind of thing. This kind of a playstyle that he does. But aside from that, he's just a pretty good character. Overall average, like above average at best. And I've seen a lot of people do some nasty combos with Sonic. He's just that good in my opinion. And even though I don't play Sonic that much anymore, I've kind of just lost my touch with the blue blur. He isn't like a bad character per se. He's really good, and he can even rush in on those who have projectiles for all that matters. And yeah, he's just really good in my opinion. Anyways, oh god, I'm lagging for like no reason. Hold up, let me try to fix this lag. Okay, I am back. There we go. Just went ahead to fix the lag. I had to restart my browser, but thankfully it remembered the position of the characters that I put them in. So, anyways, let's go ahead and continue on like nothing happened. And oh my god, let's go ahead and talk about Jigglypuff. I've been putting off Jigglypuff for a while now because I don't really know what to say about her that hasn't already been said. Like, don't get me wrong, she's a good character. I'm not saying she's a bad character. Oh, I probably rank her But ever since she got buffed, I'd probably say she's really good. So I would put her around A tier, but I think that'd be a bit too generous. I'd probably have to be as unbiased as possible. So I'd probably put her around here where I initially put Sonic before. Jigglypuff is really good combos. She has great kill confirm for like second hit from her jab to forward to rest. She's got a lot of good aerial movement. She's very aerodynamic. She she can pretty much jump circles around you if she could. And in my opinion, she really works as a character. I like how she works as a character. She she does a lot of amazing combos. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of nasty combos. She did initially show up as a joke character, but she become a lot more serious character in competitive play. I mean seriously, if you've seen how Hungry Box uses Jigglypuff, you would know. And, and my God, he was really good. I honestly don't really know what else. I don't really know what else to say. She's just an overall decent character. Drawback is that she's super lightweight. She can die pretty easily, and if her shield gets broken, that's pretty much it for her. But she isn't that bad of a character. But yeah, Jigglypuff is a decent character. She's like high B tier decent, and not much else I can say about her. Let's next let's talk about. It is never gonna come up. Let's go ahead and talk about Bayonetta. She was extremely broken in Smash Bros. 4, but in Smash Ultimate, Sakurai kind of had to drop the hammer on her a bit, and now I think she's kind of a low B tier, in my opinion. Her recovery is still amazingly good, so amazingly good if you know how to use her. She's got a high combo game, and she she has Witch Time and Bat Within. The drawback is though is that all those you know all the nerfs that were mentioned before. Yeah, those are the things that came to haunt her, and that's the reason why she it's the reason why she isn't as good or dominant as she was in Smash Bros. 4. She she's and she has a very high skill ceiling, meaning that you'd have to be a very good player with her in order to get great combos with her. And that's not stopping you from getting good combos with her. I still see some very nasty things that people can do with Bayonetta online, and oh my God, is it really good? And also her down smash spikes and hits in front of her, which is kind of an awkward hitbox that you try to figure out. That most of her smash attacks do hit in front of her, namely her forward smash, but her up smash and down smash also hit in front of her while hitting in their respective directions, and it's kind of awkward when you're trying to position yourself and trying to hit those, and you forget that you're playing Bayonetta and you miss them. Most kind of like I do. Yes, I am terrible with Bayonetta. Who cares? And there's also one other feature that a lot of people forget about is that if you do the Hadouken, if you do down, down, forward, forward, and then press the B button while you're in the air, you can actually do the downwards afterburner kick. I think it was called. You know, the and well, yeah. Again, she's combo heavy, and while she's not, and even though she's good, she's not as dominant as she was in Smash 4. So yeah, she isn't as good as she was back then anymore. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyways, let's go ahead with talk about the next character, which is Cloud. Cloud, I'd probably say is I'd probably say he'd be somewhere between Jigglypuff and Wario. He has decent mobility, decent recovery, decent options out of shield, including up B, and he even has a great projectile in Blade Beam. Blade Beam, I mean, yes, his recovery can be easily gimped, making the person playing as him feel awful. awful, but he's still a good character, and finishing touch has a lot of knockback to it, to the point where you can KO someone that's not expecting it. and honestly, he's just decent overall, above average in general. He's just a great character to play as, and I don't really see very many Cloud players online anymore, but he is still good. He's still a good character to play as. anyways, we're now approaching the Smash Bros. Ultimate newcomers right now, and we're gonna be starting with Isabelle. I mean, we already did Incineroar because I kind of wanted to get him out of the way, but Isabelle, I'd probably say she's the same as Villager. Like, again, better than Donkey Kong, and she's not the same as Villager. She's not even. She has her own different moveset. She counts as her own character, which is weird when she's not an Echo Fighter, because she kind of has some normal moves that are extremely similar, but do have different properties because of her her personality and stuff like that. You know. She would. And so anything that I said about Villager, just apply that to her, especially the utility of her fishing rod and her fishing rod, her grabs, her Lloyd down special, and recovery is very top notch. And I honestly really like how she is. Okay, and now you guys watching this video so far, you probably figured I'm missing a character that wasn't introduced in Ultimate. Who am I forgetting? Oh yeah, that's right, freaking Olimar. Yeah. Where do we even start with Olimar? Okay, I'm just gonna start off. I'm just gonna make it blunt. Olimar's the worst character. I don't care if he has a better recovery in this game, and I don't care if all his Pikmin are different archetypes on their own and all the combos you could possibly do with him. In my opinion, he sucks. Even worse than Little Mac. At least Little Mac has something that can help him via super armor and his smash attacks. What does Olimar have? Nothing. Seriously, I don't care if his recovery is better. His recovery got nerfed a couple patches ago. Meaning that you get meaning you gain less height every time you spam it. Spam it after hitting the ground, or even getting hit in the air in general. He's just, in my opinion, he's just not good as a character. Sure, his forward tilt, his smash attacks, his grabs, his throws, his combo game, they're all really, most of his attacks are good, but his combo game is so lackluster. Little Mac has better combos than him. Down tilt to KO punch, down tilt to side special, down tilt to up special, down tilt to side tilt. Seriously, Little Mac has more combo options than Olimar. What does Olimar have? Seriously, if any, for the very two Olimar mains that are probably watching this video, I don't like the character. I don't think he's good. I think he's pretty terrible, and I think he's worse than anyone. He's worse. He's as bad as he was in Brawl. Again, I don't care if he has a better recovery. Better recovery doesn't mean crap darn dilly done squat in my video, especially in my opinions. So, and yes, my opinion may be wrong, maybe objective and wrong, but you're objectively kidding yourself if you think Olimar is better. He's not. He's really not. He's just terrible in my opinion. I don't like him. And again, this isn't I don't like him because he's a bad character. No. I don't like him because he sucks as a fighter in Smash. He's heavily reliant on his Pikmin to do any form of damage whatsoever, and even when you do get that damage, it can be mitigated pretty easily considering how lightweight Olimar is. He just sucks. He sucks as a character, worse than Little Mac. I don't care what you guys think. It's my opinion. It's my tier list. I don't really like Olimar. He's not that good. He's just not that good of a character, and Yeah, sorry to disappoint you too, all of our mains out there. But anyways, let's go back into a more positive light and talk about King K Rool. King K Rool, in my opinion, is an A tier. He's got armor. He's got armor, belly armor. His belly armor mechanic can really be used for a lot of implications and in applications, as can be used to armor through attacks and hit your own. Can counter foes. You counter foes. Extend his armor with with one of his taunts, and he can armor through certain attacks. And seriously, and let's just and he's also a heavyweight with two projectiles, his crown orang and his cannonball, and they're both really good. Good. I may have ranked Olimar terribly low, but King K. Rool deserves to be praised. He technically has, hold on, down air, back air, up smash. He's got three spikes in his disposal. Three different spikes in his disposal. Three. His down air, back air, and up smash. Yes, his up smash does have a spike hitbox when it's coming downwards, but it's very strict. I actually landed it one time on complete accident, and I didn't even think it was gonna spike, which is pretty funny. And he's also got a really good combo game. His down throw can bury opponents and leave them at his mercy, as well as his down tilt, which can bury opponents. And if you guys have even seen a certain King K. Rool play, certain Australian King K. Rool player, then you probably know how good King K. Rool really is. A lot of people like to say, "Oh wow, he takes no skill." He takes all the skill in the world, and you best respect any King K. Rool main that comes at you. Even if you lose to them, you can't just say that they're bad. They're really good. And in fact, I myself play as King K. Rool quite a bit. He was one of my favorite characters on day one, and continues to be that way to this very day. But I mean, so what are the drawbacks? What's keeping him from reaching the godly S tier? Well, he's a heavy, meaning that he can get wailed on pretty easily, especially on combo feeders like Sheik, which would probably instantly make Sheik much higher than him. But again, this is my opinion, and of course, opinions get accepted on the internet pretty well, right? Right? Well, but anyways, joking aside, King K. Rool is just really good in my opinion, and there's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise. All right, up next we got Simon and Richter. Now, Simon and Richter, they're another set of Echo Fighters. I probably put them probably a bit lower than Lucas and Ness. Because, well, mostly because of their recovery. Their recovery isn't really great. I mean, yes, they can use their forward air, up air, and back air to get back to the stage to, connect the chain to the ledge. But how often do you see actual Richter and Simon players do that? They mostly just use their special moves special moves, which is the Axe, Cross, and Holy Water, respectively. And yes, I have seen some people pull off some very, very nasty combos with the Belmonts, but in my opinion, they're not too good. They're not good enough to be decent, but they're not bad enough to be like Little Mac or Olimar tier. they're just pretty decent in my opinion. They're like below average, but they're not that bad. And their down air has a lot of good applications to it. Their down special, the forward smash, is their bread and butter, and their up B can kill near the top of the screen pretty easily. The drawback is that they're very easy to gimp with their recoveries because their recoveries don't go that high. But yeah, aside from that, they're not all too bad of characters. They're not that bad of characters. They're just kind of disappointing. They're just kind of disappointing, and that's about it. Anyways, we're getting to the home stretch of this video. We only, well, let me actually and we're gonna be going over all the DLC characters in the order that they came out. Hold on, let me just set this up real quick. Okay, I have it set up right here. We're in the final stretch. We're gonna be talking about the DLC of Smash Ultimate, not including Byleth because I included Byleth in the Fire Emblem section. But anyways, let's go ahead and start off with Joker. And Joker, I'd probably say automatic A tier. A tier. He's got very high combo ability. Especially with Arsene. His Arsene gives him a lot of kill moves and a counter and a counter plus reflect. And he also gets invincibility in his up special, unlike Pit and Dark Pit, and his Aha and Aegon can rack up damage pretty quickly if you're not, and can probably stack as well. And he's just a really good character overall, and I'd probably put him this high because he's just that good. Good even without Arsene. His grappling hook up special can pull opponents back down for to chain up airs and stuff like that. And his grab and throws can set up for big combos and possibly even some kills. And to top it all off, he's pretty quick on his feet, meaning he's very tricky to catch and very hard to punish. Drawback is that again he's as light as Sheik, but he can survive for a pretty good while. So yeah, honestly he's pretty high tier in my opinion. And then next we got Hero, and my god, Hero is honestly also A tier in my opinion. It's probably because of the randomness factor that he's got. What moves you can get from your down special is completely random, and the chance of him getting a critical hit on you is random. But if he does get that, it's so good to land, and it's even better to use as a kill move. I actually recently was in a match online. I was playing as Hero, just doing some quick play matches, and actually landed a nasty 0-to-death combo where it was down. I think it went in down tilt, forward air, and then I got a crit from my forward smash, which killed my opponent instantly. I think it was a Sheik that I was going against, or I could be wrong. I did save the replay, so I might go back and try to see what character I got. I'll probably put up a clip of it so you guys can watch it. Watch that clip when I edit this video. So yeah, hopefully you guys will be able to see it. Anyways, let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and put that clip up right now. Okay, if you're here from after watching the clip, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue with the DLC characters with Banjo and Kazooie. And I'd probably say they're above average around here. Wonder Wing gives them invincibility to pretty much everything except for grabs. They got 2 decent projectiles and an amazing recovery thanks to Kazooie's double jump and Banjo-Kazooie's up special. And they do have a suicide dive for down air, which is pretty bad, but I did manage to spike a Bowser twice with it, so it was pretty funny. And last but not least, their down throw buries opponents just like K Rool's. And they're pretty decent in everything else that they do. The drawback is that some of their moves do have a bit of ending lag to them, so you have to kind of wait there as they do that, as they get through the ending lag, which leaves you pretty open. So yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is a really decent character, and I kind of like how they were portrayed in Smash. Their moveset pulls out really great, and I love how they work as a cohesive character. Next we got Terry, and I probably put Terry around the same level as a little bit higher than Ryu and Ken. Like for one, he's another Shoto fighting character, which means he's got command inputs just like Ryu and Ken. However, he has one more mechanic up his sleeve, and that's his Go mechanic. Once that Go thing comes up, he'll be able to do two different super moves, which is Buster Wolf and Power Geyser. And Power Geyser gives him slight super armor during the move and during the startup of the move, and then Buster Wolf is acts like a command attack and command grab, so which is kind of a weird and interesting mechanic. And honestly, Terry's the one that I play more often than Ryu and Ken. So and he also has a lot of good combos. If you've probably seen King of Skills videos on Terry, you probably know why he's that super good. So so anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next character, which is Min Min. I'd probably say Min Min is a high B tier. She can cover the entire stage with just both of her arms from center stage, and and has a very easy gimping tool. In fact, she's actually one of the other characters that I have in Elite Smash aside from Little Mac and one other. She's also got her down air is also a really good spiking move to finish off a match. She has Megawatt does a lot of damage. Ram is good for giving opponents, and Dragon is just Dragon. It can. So if you know how Dragon works, then you know why this character is ridiculous with it. But yeah, I really like how she works as a character. Her moveset functions for her very well, and it really mixes together when it comes to her overall character. Next we got Steve / Alex / Enderman / Zombie. And I probably put Steve around the same tier as Banjo and Kazooie. Around the same level as Banjo Kazooie. Steve has a lot of neat tricks up his sleeve. For one, he can actually do quite a lot of damage with his cart with his minecart. He can trap you in his minecart as well. His down tilt can hit multiple times. His up smash can hit multiple times. He can mine. He's kind of like a multi-tier character in a way, because without Diamond, without anything, just a hand, he's pretty bad. But because his tools will eventually break. But with Diamond, he just goes God mode, and he's now freaking broken. So, and I also really like how his down tilt can be used as a gimping tool, as well as the blocks that he can place in the air. I kind of like how he works as a character. I like his moveset. I like how he does all the things that he can do. And I've seen a lot of Steve players do some really nasty combos with him. So yeah, overall I think Steve is a pretty above average character. Next we got Sephiroth. Good old Sephiroth. What else can I say about him except for that he's A tier? His sword covers so much range. His side tilt covers a lot of get up options and options at ledge. He's got two decent projectiles. Hit a 3 counting his counter, which is more of a counter and also an attack. His recovery is really good, especially when he has his wing out, which gives him 3 jumps, and I honestly like his moveset. He's also got a nice little, he's like semi tipper effect, where like certain moves do more damage at the tip, but like different points of the blade do different points of damage depending on where you want to hit it. And he's also got really great options when he breaks your opponent.
the opponent's shield. It's just really good. It's just that good in my opinion. The drawback is that he's really light. He's like lighter than some fighters on the roster, meaning he's easily launched because of his characteristics. But other than that, he's just really good in general. And I like how he was made. Next we got Pyra and Mithra, and I don't know where else to put them except for mid. Well, I would put mid tier for Pyra. Mithra would rank a little bit higher. Well, Pyra beats Mithra in complete damage output, but but Mithra, she beats Pyra in speed and frame data. But that's the point. You have to use them in conjunction with one another. But the reason why I think Mithra is better than Pyra is because her moves come out faster, and she can rack up damage a lot faster than Pyra does. And the drawback is that she's lighter than Pyra, meaning that she can get launched easier, which is why you want to switch to Pyra, so you can not only have massive attack power but also be heavier. But with Pyra, you're also much slower, meaning that your attacks come out slower and that you can't really hit as often as you like. But when you do hit, it hits like a truck. Then there's Mithra, who can rack up damage with her attacks really fast, and she also has a really neat 0 to death that you can do when it comes to her. I think it's supposed to be her forward air, as long as the opponent's DIing inwards, where you can actually just chain to more forward airs and then kill with the side special off stage. Well, probably sacrificing your stock in the process. It's really worth it. And honestly, they're both just really good characters, especially when you use them in conjunction with one another. Next is Kazuya, and I'm gonna have to put him. I'm probably gonna put him in probably mid low B tier, like between the Lynx and Villager. Kazuya has a lot of super armor that he can use for most of his smash attacks, and he can turn to his devil form, and he's got a lot of command inputs, which would usually make him better than the other fighting characters. And he also has a much better recovery. You know what? Yeah, he's probably better than the rest of the people below him. He's actually a bit higher. He's got a lot of good moves, a lot of decent recovery, a lot of combo games, and seriously, have you seen a level 9 Kazuya? Level 9 CPU Kazuya will mess you up. Kazuya got hands, my guy. And above all else, he's just an overall satisfying character to play as, especially when he has two different spikes, his neutral air and his down smash. But aside from his down throw can even lead to a bunch of good very nasty combos, which you can use against opponents, and I think it's really funny when you land them. So yeah, aside from that, he's a really good character, and I really like him. And finally, the last DLC character, Sora. Where do we put Sora? Oh, come on, you guys should know this by now. In my opinion, Sora is an absolute S tier, best character in the game. He's got an amazing recovery. He's very floaty, and yes, while being floaty is his absolute weakness. Because of his characteristics, he is an amazing character. He's got decent projectile game, amazing kill power, deceptive amount of kill power in his up special, and his up special, his side special is great recovery. He pretty much has infinite recovery, better than Snake, because he doesn't have to damage himself every single time, and he can even gimp his opponents off stage and go very deep go very deep into gimping his opponents, and it's still worth it because you can just come back to stage regardless of how deep out of bounds you are, which is crazy in my opinion. He's pretty much got a little bit of every character in his one moveset, and he's just that good. He's the best character so far, in my opinion. And if any of you disagree, you're objectively, you're just objective. You can say Sora is the worst character or the best character. It depends on your perspective, but in my opinion, and I bet at least 74% of the community, Sora is the best character.
and probably one of the greatest finishes to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And there you go. This is the Smash Brothers tier list, in my opinion. And yes, while it does break my heart to put my mains Little Mac, Incineroar, Ganondorf at low tier, I have to be objective with this, and I'd probably say that I have to be as truthful and honest and objective as possible, and when making this, and it is based on my opinion, so obviously this isn't really an official true tier list, but heck, whatever tier list you got, but you guys, let me know what your tier, who would you rank in what tier, what would you do with your tier list, where would you put everyone else, and where would you put all the extra stock icons, especially if we were to count Pokemon Trainer as one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.